Hey everyone, it's Michael and
Alex and Ruben.
hey, from Bullion Now, bullionnow.com.au, bringing you not only technology that's currently, but it's Friday.
Yeah, the comical timing on you freezing there, Michael, was absolutely fantastic. You froze up right when you said technology working. So, yeah, glad you haven't lost your comedic timing.
Please don't jinx us.
Yeah.
Are we in the right
It's a beautiful day.
sides?
Well, I swapped it around because someone said, "Hang on a minute, it's backwards for what it normally is when you sit at the table." It wasn't a complaint, but it was a complaint from last week.
Yeah, he was kidding me last week as well.
So I've updated it. I've swapped you back around. We'll see if people hate this side around or not. And we're looking at a frozen image of Michael. Yeah. No, here he is. He's back. He's low res, but he's here.
I'm back.
Well, we can hear.
Yeah, it's funny. It's beautiful, clear day here. There's no storms or anything going through. And I think it's been the dodgiest day of internet we've had the whole time I've been up here.
Great. Just what we need for a stream.
Well, it's the last one and you're back next week. Right. So we'll have everyone in the same room again. I'm looking forward to that.
It's been a while. That's it. I was away for, 3 weeks, 3 to 4 weeks. And then Michael's been away for a couple. So over a month of
5 weeks.
Not being together in the same room. It's been a while.
All right.
Yeah, but I'm really enjoying it up here.
I can imagine.
Yeah, I was doing the Michael to Ruben. It was 3 minutes to go, and I just popped in. Yeah, so sorry about that, Rube's official apology. All right, how's it been, Michael?
It has been excellent. The weather's been. It depends how you want to define the weather. I'd say the weather's been fantastic, but we've had blizzards and we've had, snow, 10 centimetres of snow at a time, and been freezing cold, topping out at -3. Wind chill factor brings it down to -10, all those sorts of things. But that's the kind of weather I really like, and it's probably because I holiday in it. I don't have to work in it anymore like I used to when I was a kid. But yeah, it's been great. The weather up here is perfect, and I actually sent 2 photos through to Ruben earlier on, which we might look at some point. But you can see it's what they call a bluebird day. It's just there's not a cloud in the sky. It's just absolutely picturesque up here today.
I do have those ready to go if you wanted to take a look.
But are you getting any rest and relaxation in, or is it still all work as per usual holiday?
It's been far more work than I expected. I have to admit there's been a few things that I've had to do while I'm up here, but it's also been pretty restful. It's a great place because you can actually tune out the rest of the world up when you're up in the Alpine region. So it's been really good. We've had family that I don't see very often stop by as well. I've got a niece and a husband, and they've got 6 daughters. They swung past. They were doing a face painting. The girls run their own face painting company, and it's pretty amazing. Actually, dinner plane for a festival they had down there. They'd been asked to come up and provide face painting for the evening, so we went and hung out with them for a while, and they came back the other day and did some snowboarding up here and things like that. So it's been really good, really restful.
Yes. Someone's asked if you're throwing your voice or if you're on delay. I think, Michael, this reminds me of Eurovision back in the day with the judges casting votes from other countries, and there's like a 3-second delay.
I think we're potentially even past 3 seconds. This, I think, is a lot worse than it was last week. So, yeah, I don't know what's going on, but look, it's just providing a contrast for next week when we can all be in the same room. We don't have that awkward delay. Looking forward to it. It'll be good.
All right. I'm going to jump on to the other network, see if that helps.
That will also help. Thank you. I told Alex, go on the other network. You don't cram mine this week. Just I don't want to have any connection issues. And then he proceeded to jump on my network. So hopefully that fixes it. But yeah, I think it also might be Michael's end. There's a couple of people asking straight off the bat. I've had emails all throughout this week. I've been a little swamped with them. I want to quickly take the head of the show to talk about the Perth Mint tickets, Michael. and the fact that we do not have them to give out yet. There is, you might provide an update here in a second, Michael. I actually don't know, but as it currently stands, we don't have any tickets to give out. So just hold fire on the emails, please. We haven't started any kind of official wait list.
Correct.
Haven't started any kind of official way of locking those in yet. So if you have sent an email, just hold fire a second. We will get to them.
Yeah, I haven't pushed Perth Mint at all this week. I've pulled right back, obviously, because I'm on holiday. So I will send them a message early next week, looking for confirmation of numbers and just a firm confirmation on that date of the 1st of September. And as soon as we've got that, we'll take I don't know how we'll do this, if we'll do it through expressive interest, then pull people's names out of a hat, or first come, first serve. It kind of depends on how many Perth will let us have through the doors. It's going to be a limited number. I already know that. But we will a few final details, and hopefully this time next week I've got some answers, or if not, it'll be the week after.
Maybe we're talking previously about doing potentially through a special video. So maybe we'll just discuss more, I guess, next week and put something official out, because I know the phone team has been getting quite a few phones and emails about it, so that'll alleviate some pressure off them. Yeah,
Aussie girl, that is exactly what you're meant to do. But because some people are worried about missing out, we've still been swamped a little bit. So the thing is, just hold tight. We'll update it. Yeah. I'll update everyone. Someone else commenting.
We will give everyone a chance to put their hand up for one. I'm not guaranteeing you'll get one. Go for it, Rubes.
I stopped about 10 seconds ago. This lag is bad. There's a few people commenting there about the nice little uptick that Platinum has had. Again, we are now well and truly clear of that 2K mark. Yeah. Up past 2.260.
Very happy I picked up my Platinum after live stream last Friday, so good not to delay.
Yeah, how many kilo was that, Alex?
That's confidential. I can tell you all of it was slabbed, though.
Yeah, good to hear. It's good to see that uptick and that strength behind it. I still think, again, this is not financial advice, but I still firmly believe that it's got quite a bit to run yet. So, I'm looking forward to that playing out for the rest of the year and into the new year. I think we'll see it well and truly above where it is now. But again, this isn't financial advice. This is just the dreaming of an old man in the snow, really.
Yeah, I'm hoping it doesn't go up too much until the Platinum Lunar Horse releases next month. And then the month after, and after that, I don't mind.
Speaking of the guy at the mountain of the snow, Michael, one of the other things someone said we were waiting for, and I'm waiting for as well, is the almost annual now snow video. A video of you typically talking quite philosophically in and at the snow.
Yeah, I actually did shoot two of them, but neither of them. I got to be honest, I didn't bring any camera equipment away with me, so the audio wasn't as good as I'd hoped because it was blowing a howling gale for both of them. So I'm going to try shoot them again, either tonight after live stream or early tomorrow morning, and I'll slide them through to Ruben for release early next week.
Good stuff. The other thing that we may have potentially organised, and I'm just going to potentially slide in here while Michael's internet isn't working so well, is there is a sneaky Michael's Away special. So I'll quickly just put a link in chat. We are doing some 1/10 Platinum Koalas at, I'll just double check, $35 over spot. So a lot cheaper than they normally are for a fractional coin. So I will just put that link there, and welcome back, Michael.
Dear, I can't trust you, Mob.
Welcome back.
Yeah. I can't trust you, Mob, while I'm away, can I?
It had to be platinum, didn't it?
It's become a tradition, Michael. It has to be done. If we don't do one, people go, hang on a minute. Did Michael really go away, or did he just hide out the back somewhere?
And there'd be too many complaints, I think.
Exactly. We're just giving the people
The
what they want,
the second half of this year, I'm actually away quite a bit. I've got several conferences and meetings and things I've got to do out of the office, interstate or overseas. So
Sounds like we've got
this
quite a
could
few
get
specials coming up.
expensive for the rest of the
To the
year.
guys in chat, just wait to see what specials we have lined up for you coming up.
I might do a mention of this again because I'm dropping it fairly early on in the stream, but we're actually a little bit organised. The stock, I had it all ready to go for this week, so figured it deserved an early mention. There has been a lot of questions about some of the products we've got coming through. Specifically, the Wonka bar has been one of great question.
Yeah, I meant to pitch that to ads before we came onto live stream. There was something else as well I was meant to pitch to him, and I've forgotten what it was. I don't have a release date on it yet. I'm hoping that ads does. I'll flick him a message now, but he's been out at EDC all day. I have a feeling he's driving now.
Yeah,
so
he
probably won't be able to answer me.
Yeah, he's on the road at the moment.
Roxy's dad is also wanting to know if they're noticeably different from the first ones.
Yeah, I haven't seen the. Have you seen, Michael, the design?
I don't remember the design. I know I've seen it. I saw it in. Was it Germany? I've seen it somewhere, but I actually don't remember what it looks like.
You don't even need to sign an NDA. You just forget.
Yeah. Message I just got back from Adzi was no ETA as of yet.
But he's getting a fine for being on the phone.
That's it.
Yeah, that's right. While he's driving down the freeway. There's something
anything
else
you wanted to say, Michael? Now is the time to say it because your connection actually looks pretty good. There's like no delay, and you're coming through crisp. So if there's anything you want to say, now's the moment.
There's something else that people have been asking me about for release date. That I meant to ask Adzi before I came on the live stream, but I can't remember what it was.
Probably your unpronounceable Germania.
Oh, that's it. Tree of Life.
No, that's not what it was called.
I'll shoot
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it had a different name, Michael.
Yeah, it does.
There's this sneaking in with the thoughts on the lunar horse design, but that's a no-no.
I missed the Berlin little update, the sneaky update, and they don't always have it, but they sometimes show stuff like that there. So I haven't actually seen the new lunar design. Michael's sitting there smugly because he was there and has seen it, but I can't comment.
It looks good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the horse release this year. They've done a really good job.
He must be better than the Wonka because he forgot the Wonka and that was only earlier. Yeah.
Well, I'm a little parochial, you know. Yeah. I like the Australian stuff. Yeah. Apparently,
really keen to see the designs for the lunar horse. It was a really great design last series. So looking forward to the upcoming one next month. Wow, no, I keep saying next month. I'm in August already, but in September.
The Tree of Life is sitting in customs currently, so we're waiting on customs clearance for it. So hopefully next week we should be able to release that. So sometime between now and then, one of us has to learn how to pronounce it.
I was going to say, we might need a voice message or the video from Germania on that one as opposed to just the written text.
Yes, I think you're correct. Sorry, I'm just trying to read up with the I'm answering stuff in the chat. So if anyone's got questions as well, just put them through now. So we don't do the 30-minute fast questions at the end of the last 5 minutes of the show.
I'm not getting any of the chat up this end. I don't know what's going on there.
Don't play with it too much. We've got your video coming through and working. I'm kind of just happy to leave it as it is.
Question for Modified Stacker for you, Michael. What are the chances of a Sydney store opening sometime this century?
Sometime this century.
Chances
that's a bit too tight a time frame for me to commit to.
Yeah, and any I've already seen before, but any updates on Packenham that you know of? I know you've been away for 2 weeks anyway, so you might be able to loot.
Packenham, as I said, I think it was last week or the week before, we're shuffling around staff now, or starting to shuffle around of staff. So I would envisage not long after I come back. How many times have I said this, Rubes? Not long after I come back, I can see us launching Packenham in some form. It is I hate to use the word open because it's not really open yet, but we are taking a limited number of bookings there. So we can do one-on-one. You can pick up there, particularly if you've placed an internet order or a phone order. You can pick them up from Packenham if you give us a call, 1300 84 84 10. Sean or Sylvia will book you in with the limited slots we've got, and you can come into the Packenham facility and pick up your stuff there. So we are starting to trial using it out of there. We haven't got the displays set up yet intentionally or any of those types of things, but we do have the VIP rooms, at least one of them, operating, and we can do pretty much anything through there unless you want to come in and just browse. We haven't set up that facility yet, but if you wanted to buy something or pick up stock or anything along those sort of lines, you give us a call, and if assuming the two times can match up, we're quite happy to transact with you at Packenham now. A full opening, it shouldn't be too many more weeks away. We're almost where I want to be for it.
We'll come back to you in a couple of months.
Yeah. Well, hopefully you can come back to me about other stores in a couple of months.
Oh, hey, let's do one at a time. Alex, question for you, mate. Reformed Aussie said, I've noticed no Palladium on the website for a while now. Will you be getting more? Okay. You are, I think, our Palladium champion. I'd say Michael's our Platinum champion.
Yeah. Okay, so funny you should ask that. I just put, I'm typing out to ads. People asking about Palladium on the website for ounces and other. So literally sending it to Adsy. We should be having the 1 ounces very shortly. And I think for the first time ever, correct me if I'm wrong, Michael, but we'll be having some fractional Palladium, not very far off.
Yeah, that's correct. Have those Palladium maples turned up yet?
No, but Ruben's 10-ounce silver Canadian maple bars have, so I'm next in line, thank you. And I think Aussie Girl asked about it once as well, about Palladium maples.
Yeah. Now, the fractionals, I don't know, are we allowed to talk about them yet, Alex, or not?
We briefly covered them last time. I haven't had a chance to go through with Adam to the extent of what's coming in and how many. Yeah, I'd say leave it for next week. We'll have an update on fractional Palladiums for next week.
Yep.
Okay.
You're both just sitting there texting. It's like being in a room with a bunch of teenagers.
Sorry, I'm trying to answer on the live
we can
stream.
Talk. Let's answer to him. It says website question. When it says pre-order, but when you click on the product for more info, it says there's 16 in stock, or insert number here. What does that mean? Little confused. Thank you.
It's the dumb way our system presents it. The only way we can manage to list stuff for pre-order is to show that it's actually in stock. It's a limitation of the system. We'll get there one day. So we type pre-order in the heading in big, usually in capital letters, and I usually put asterisks around them to try and draw your attention. What it's effectively meaning is that there's 16, in this example, 16 available for pre-order. There are none actually in store. But yeah, it's a confusing way our website presents it, and it drives me nuts. But it's just something I've had to put up with over the years.
Got a question here from Stephen Willis. Is there much fractional platinum? I only ever seem to see the 1/10 and 1 ounce. It's pretty hard compared to the other precious metals. So are there just fewer producers bothering with it?
Yes, is the short answer. Look, platinum's a pain in the backside to manufacture. And obviously, the smaller you go with it, the more difficult it becomes to manufacture. And there are a lot of refineries and manufacturers around the world for gold and silver. There are far less for platinum, even less for palladium, and I think there's only 2 that do rhodium. So as you move more into the niche end of precious metals, there becomes less and less manufacturers. And quite often with these types of things, particularly when we're starting to talk platinum and palladium, the degree of difficulty that it takes to create the bars, particularly getting them through quality control and things like that, it increases the price of the manufacturing cost quite a bit. And you can see that just on a 1 ounce bar or coin in platinum. The premium is far greater than that when you compare it to silver or gold, on whatever basis you want to back that up with. Because it is that much more difficult, then you take that, you put that out into a 1 gram bar, and you can be paying, huge premiums. When you multiply that premium out to an ounce, you could be paying, $700, $800, $1,000 per ounce premium on a 1 gram size bar. So you find a lot of the manufacturers are reluctant to produce anything other than that 1 ounce, even if they do handle platinum and palladium. There's a few of them going out a little bit now. So PAMP's producing everything down to a 1 gram, or producing some stuff down to a 1 gram. Valcambi is as well. Places like that, you'll see some of them, but they're few and far between. I mean, even Perth Mint don't, other than their the Lunar. Okay, they did produce the 125th last year, but other than the Lunar and the Kangaroo, Perth Mint don't produce any platinum product, and they're one of the world leaders in manufacturing and refining precious metals. So even that alone gives you an indication of the degree of difficulty and the prices that need to be charged. It's just too expensive. They get too much pushback on them. Although, having said that, with the renewed interest in platinum, we are starting to see them produce a larger range, and some of the other refineries are starting to put their heads up and saying that they are looking into doing it as well. So let's see what happens next year. We might even see some others coming around. But at the moment, there's very few around.
Yeah, I think you mentioned the Perth Mint with the 1 ounce in the Lunar and the Kangaroo, and of course the 125th. They do also do the 1/10th. But apart from that, I know we were lucky to get the 1/2 ounce XPT, the Elementals. So that it's better than an ounce. Obviously, looking for fractional, but you don't see that many coming through to us, like from Australia. As for
I don't
Palladium,
think Perth Mint have done a 1/10th this year, have they?
I don't think they have. I'm not 100%.
I think they've stopped doing it. So. I can't speak on behalf of Perth, but as far as I'm aware, they've actually stopped doing the 1/10th coin. Wow. It's a very limited. I think they only did. Was it only 2023 and 2024 they produced it?
They produced it.
I'm out on a bit of a limb here.
They produced it in 21, I believe.
Oh, it's since 21, is it? Yeah.
Yeah, and the gold.
I think they've stopped producing it.
Yeah.
Speaking of stopping production, Michael, at the start of the year after Berlin, you said you'd spoken to Perth and there was a few different series that were potentially going to be getting the axe this year. Now, I know you cannot tell us which series have gotten the axe, or, I realize that might be a little bit, dicey. Is there any series that we have potentially passed the typical release date for already this year?
Yeah.
If you catch what I'm asking.
Yeah. Normally we would have seen the Quokka by now.
Okay.
Normally we would have seen the Mother and Baby by now, or the new generation, next generation it's called, isn't it?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, so normally we would have seen that by now. That's 2 off the top of my head. I'm sure there's others if I think hard enough.
Yeah. So interesting to potentially see some of those disappear and go away, and a little bit sad as both those ones that we've missed the release date for are actually ones that I have been stacking. So,
well, I haven't said they're not going to produce them. I've just said that we would normally have seen them by now.
Correct.
And look, in all honesty, it may not be Perth Mint. Again, I want to emphasise I'm not saying they're not producing them, but it may not be Perth Mint that's pulled the rug out from under them. Quite a lot of these were actually designs owned by overseas organisations that had Perth Mint produce that series for them. And it could be that the overseas organisation has said, look, we just don't want to run with it anymore. It could be for a variety of reasons. So, that could very well be why Perth Mint's not announcing it. It's because they don't own it.
The
So-
silver and gold lining to that is a lot of those companies will still potentially want a silver or gold series or coin, and so if one is ending, we may start to see a couple of new series start to come out, which would be cool. I am I'm definitely speaking with no knowledge of any upcoming series or anything like that, but if we do see a couple get cancelled, it stands to reason that we may see some new ones come through, and that's it. I've really liked what they've done with some of those random one-off series in the past, so I'm looking forward to it.
Has there been any other short-lived series like the 2-ounce Canadian Creatures of the North? Because that was only a 2-coin series, wasn't it?
Well, they did the Creatures of the North, and then they swapped it to like Ice Age.
Yeah. How many were those?
Only Sabretooth is coming to mind. and the Mammoth. So I think it was just two.
The woolly mammoth.
Yeah, I think it was just the Kraken and the Werewolf, and then the Sabretooth and the Woolly Mammoth. So just two.
Was there a Puma as well?
Yeah, I think you're going to find there's more comes out from the Canadian Mint on that Ice Age thing.
Okay.
Nice. Okay.
There was a comment on one of our most recent videos, and I actually wasn't sure if it was talking about us specifically or just in general, but they were talking about how there was a lot of series that they feel that have been started and they're struggling to then get the follow-ups to them. And that's it. I wasn't actually sure if it was just a general comment on stacking, but I was trying to think, is there many or any that we've started as a company that we haven't really been able to finish? I know the main one that comes to mind is the Victory, the Queen's Virtues. That one,
that's a beautiful series.
It is a beautiful series, and I'm not even sure if they finished producing them.
Don't know too much about them.
As far as I'm aware, they didn't.
Anyone in the chat, feel free to spark up with any other ones that may have just dropped off, whether by us because the interest just wasn't there, or by the companies themselves. But
the 5-ounce versions of the virtual series were just breathtaking. Yeah.
No, absolutely stunning series, and I think they started that before the Queen passed away, and I think it was obviously it wasn't the current like they weren't even using the current effigy or anything like that, but I think that put a stop to the series. Aussie Dropbear, what's RAM doing with their bullion ranges? Royal Australian Mint has been, I think, the king of cancelling series and bullion things lately. They have, not really given bullion much love.
They're a law unto themselves up there. They seem to come and go with series. But even Perth Mint's done that a little bit, where they've start and stopped series at different times. There's an LCS one, like a numismatic one. Oh, the rectangular dragon. They've produced the proof one this year. They didn't produce a proof one in, I think it was 23 and 24, and they've started it again this year. So, odd things like that every so often.
Do they ever provide a reason for or justification for that, or just out of the blue?
23, I'm a bit rusty on this one, but I think in 23 they said they couldn't fit it on the production line or something like that. Like they ran out of time to produce it. But I don't know why they pulled I don't know if I'm remembering correctly. And then I can't remember I don't think they even gave us a reason for the 24. I think it just disappeared. And I know sometimes they have trouble getting approvals from Treasury. So that can make it so it's impossible for them to produce in the time frame that they require. Things like that can slow it up as well. So yeah. But that's one that's coming out next month. We can't. It always cracks me up. I'm under embargo with things like that, but I mean, everyone knows the flipping design. I mean, how I'm under embargo can I be?
Yeah.
But yeah, they're bringing it out in proof in August. That'll be released, and I got to say, I like the design anyway. It's that Dragon Ball Z kind of design, and I think it looks incredibly good on a proof bar. So, that's released next month.
There's a good question from Desi there about the concept of cancelling a series halfway through. And he says, does that make the series more sought after or less? Does it kill the series completely to have it not be complete? Or does it make it, one of those rare, it was never quite finished, unreleased?
I'd say it depends on the series. So if you're looking at just say
And why?
An animal series, who's to say what's complete and what's not? But if you're talking about, say, typical example would be like a Luna series, and there's certain animals missing, well then to me that's a very incomplete series. So I think it also depends on the series itself and the design.
Well, what about the Queen's Virtue then, where it had very specific, these are the ones that should be completing the series, and obviously we didn't get all of them.
Yeah.
So which camp does that fall into?
That to me, that's an incomplete series.
Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas if it's say, I don't know, I don't collect the Wombat series, but let's say it's something like the Wombat or the Koala, they come out yearly. But if they stop doing that, then that's the series. There's nothing, like I said, with the Lunas, like, there's 12 per cycle. So and this is my point as well with, I'm a bit funny about them starting the Luna bars with the dragon. So for me, it's funny, it's not starting with a mouse / rat, it's starting 4 years after that, with a new animal. So, but they've been popular, so we'll see how they go.
Aussie Prepper.
Yeah.
Sorry. No,
the
delay then. I was going to ask another question. If you had comments on that, feel free.
I don't really have that much to add to it. I agree with what Alex has said. It depends on the series. So move along.
Yeah, Aussie Prepper says, with bullion and coin dips popping up everywhere on Facebook, what's your opinion of dips?
Sorry,
Alex?
I didn't hear that. Can you repeat the question?
With bullion / coin dips popping up everywhere on Facebook, what's your opinion of dips?
Of dips?
Yeah, so this is the like, someone will put up one product, and then you essentially, it's almost more, it's like a raffle essentially for that product. Yes. You buy a ticket or whatever, and you're then in the running for that product.
I've
been
part of those groups, and I haven't actually participated in the dips. But I know I have some friends that have. Some have won, some haven't. They've all only had good things to say about it, but it's been with, I guess, certain and reputable groups. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. If you want to have a chance, you have a chance. But for myself, working like at Bullion Now, and we get looked after here, and there's so much variety coming in buybacks all the time. We can't even pick up a small fraction for ourselves of everything that comes through. So I don't really get a chance to look at or chase Facebook groups and that. I try and check them out at the time, but that's just my take on it, working at a bullion shop. But I don't have anything against it. I think that's a great way if you want to put in a little bit and try your luck.
Yeah, I don't have an issue with them particularly. I don't particularly like them for me. I prefer to just, I find what I want and I buy it rather than lucky dipping these types of things. Yeah, you can pick yourself something up cheap, but you waste so much time dancing around in circles trying to get the thing that you want, and invariably it's not the thing that you actually really wanted. It's it's cheap and I'd get it for $1, but I wouldn't really get it. I don't know. It's not my scene. It's the same reason I don't really like raffle tickets. It's like I'd rather just make a donation in most cases.
Yeah. Question from Simon, and I'm not sure if it's one we're going to be able to answer without a big, not financial advice thing. But it says, at Bullion Now, what's the best way for a company to invest their treasury into gold and silver? And I think before he was talking about having spoken to an accountant, and they were talking about some of the capital gains tax and things like that. So it's a bit of a dicey area, but he was saying he has some money from a company and he'd like to invest that into gold and silver and wants to know the best way to go about it.
Yes, it's no different from buying it as an individual. Okay, if you walked in and said, you can't use ABC in a Bullion Now context. You walk in and say, I got XYZ Proprietary Limited is my company. I'm the director of that company. We'd like to purchase $100,000 worth of silver kilo bars for the sake of the argument. We require the company extract from ASIC, which is every company has. We need the ID of each director of that company on record, and away you go. You can purchase $100,000 worth of silver kilo bars. It's no different from you walking in. ASIC don't care about it. Your accountant shouldn't really care about it. It's just another asset of a company. If you're trading it, you're just going to pay your 30% company tax that we pay in Australia on any gains that you make in that time. Whether they be trading gains or capital gains makes no difference. You're still going to end up with it as a company. It's not difficult. It's almost the same, other than the slight ID requirements are slightly marginally different. Like I said, we've got to have the company extract as well as all the directors' IDs. Other than that, there is really no difference between us dealing with a company, and we do it every day, to dealing with an individual or an SMSF. So, it's a piece of cake. Just do it.
There's a question from Corey there. It says, what's your opinion on it's a 10 coin collector case that the Royal Mint has put out for 1 ounce gold Britannias? They say, what are your thoughts on it in the sense of storage and planning gold purchases? Obviously, it's good, lays out, a 10 1 ounce gold coins for you to purchase. Is it a bit unnecessary? Is it good for storage? They've got them up for £2,660, which you about double.
Oh, I haven't seen that. I'm just going to look it up.
I think they're great.
Yeah.
Like any of those type of display things, I think are fantastic. While I would question their airtightness as a rule, although with gold, it's probably not so much of a big deal.
It's a big wooden case. I think you put them in capsules within it. I think.
Yeah, but it stops, it stops some damage. It keeps them all nice and secure and safe in one padded area, if you like. I actually think they're great. It's a great way to present them. It gives you an easy way to display them if you ever want to show them to anyone. It's great. My bigger question would be, what are you going to do after you get 10? You're going to have to start you need a box of 20 or a box of 50 or a box of whatever. But yeah, they're great. I mean, Perth Mint do one for their Lunar series. You could buy their presentation box for the Lunar series. I think they look great. Any of these types of things, particularly the ones from the manufacturers, are usually pretty good. You can get some pretty dodgy quality ones off the usual marketplaces and that sort of stuff, probably out of China, which are probably in most cases are still suitable for the job. But I've seen some pretty rickety ones come through at times as well. So my vote's a definite yes on those.
Yeah, I just had a look at it. It looks beautiful.
It makes...
As a collector, if I was getting the coins, I'd definitely want a case like that.
It makes me nervous, but I like it. I say nervous because we've seen a lot in the past, and you can find plenty of these sets out there online. There's so many that have the case, the certificates, the this, the that. They're very often sold on a subscription model and things like that. And a lot of the time, the coins contained within them really aren't worth that much. They either don't have much precious metals content, or they're plated, or some other thing like that. And so I get nervous with sets like this because it screams a little bit of that. They do make it clear further down in the Royal Mint's listing that you can just stop. It's not like a full subscription model thing, but it does make me a little nervous for that. But it is, because it's not that, because it is just 1 ounce pure coins. I think it's a really cool product. For potentially the not in this industry's eye, it might be a little hard to differentiate between the two kind of products.
My understanding was it was just a display box, not so much a subscription series.
No,
or
it's not.
This coin is worth more because it comes in a box type scenario.
Not. No, they say, there's no obligation to complete the entirety of the yearly Britannia coin program, and you can sell the gold you accrue through the Royal Mint's buyback service at any time. So they're pretty clear on that. But yeah, still.
Yeah. No, I like them.
Yeah,
there's one coming out, actually, BDK, I think somebody mentioned it. They're bringing out one for the Odin series.
Yes.
What's that? Gods of the North, or the Norse gods, or whatever. It's
Yeah,
called.
and the fact. So yeah, Coin Noob. Is it Coin Noob? Yeah,
Yeah,
71.
CoinNoob 71. I was just about to read that one out.
Yeah, is saying that a three slot box. So it looks like we are only getting 3. So I was talking about this in store with a customer, and the fact that there might be 4. They might be doing like Freya, Loki as well. But the fact that we're only getting 3, I think my bet's on Loki. This is without knowing at all. I think Loki's the next obvious one, and Michael's got a little grin on there, so he may know something. I don't know. But I feel good about this because I can genuinely talk, just off the cuff because I have no knowledge about it.
I'm just curious how we said here in the UK they've got the box that holds 3 bars. So is that in the actual with the assay cards, or
I'm going to guess so. They said that was with the antiqued ones. Yeah.
Great. Now I'm going to be.
They didn't bring one
after
out for the
stream. I'll be
10
just
ounce
looking
ones.
at all these collector boxes.
It's one thing. I'm not trying to turn this into a Royal Mint stream or session, but it's one thing I've heard quite a lot about the Royal Mint having some of these extra packaging bits and pieces, whether it's capsules, whether it's boxes, that really don't seem to make their way into the international market, which makes sense, but it is a little bit sad here in Australia to not see some of those products. So someone might have to start.
I said, Royal Mint produce a couple. Not Royal Mint, Perth Mint. Perth Mint produce a couple, and they do a good job with theirs.
Yeah.
So, there are some around, and there's some that you can get on the secondary market as well. And some of those can be really, really good for I would have said not crazy money.
MP says the team energy seems a bit flat today. It's not actually our energy. Some of it is the disconnect, the slight lag between when we talk and when the other person gets it. It makes it's like being on a Skype call.
Yeah,
the energy's still there. It just you kind of got to wait for a reaction, and
This reminds me of talking to my family in Europe like 25 years ago, and you always start talking over each other, so you give that extra time.
Yeah, so it feels a little off. We are very much looking forward to Michael being back in the studio next week, and yeah, we'll be able to bounce off each other a lot better then.
Yeah. Just 2 quick questions I'll hit regarding shop and buybacks. One is from Geckosaurus. Yes, we do pay spot for platinum. That's up to the largest size of 100 grams per item. So anything up to 100 grams or lower, like an ounce or below that, we pay full spot. Up to 50 ounces per person per week, I believe. And the other one I've got, oh wow, everyone's typing at once now. I've just missed. Chris Dykeman. Alex, are you seeing a lot of different buybacks at the moment? We are seeing quite a bit of buybacks. A lot of it seems to also be 1 kilo silvers and a lot of 1 ounce gold cast bars coming through. That's the main flavour at the moment, but we'll have bits of everything in between as well, including platinum. Platinum's coming through. We've been selling more, and we've been buying some more as well during the last 2 to 3 weeks.
The other question we had through on the emails, someone was asking if we were getting any of the new Britannia bars out of the Royal Mint.
Yeah, we are.
Oh, I got the wrong image there. So there was a question about these ones as well from last week. This was the holographics that Germania were doing on their coins, and if we were going to be getting any of these in.
Oh, they're beautiful.
That's the red hot rumor that we're getting some of those in.
That's exciting.
And the bars, the new Royal Mint bars as well. They'll be trickling through later on this year.
Oh man, they're like,
and they look great, by the way. Those new Royal Mint bars. They've done a really nice revamp.
The Britannia.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm just stalling for a second. I will actually bring that up because I really liked what they've done with those. I've seen it now on the 100 ounce in store, and the bigger ones. There we go. So those are the 3 there.
They're beautiful. They've been That's one of my favourite of the Royal Mint.
one of the other things I quite liked about the Germania ones that I showed just then was that it's actually a technology that they're selling to put on some of their custom products that they're doing as well. So really cool to potentially think that we'll be getting some weird and wonderful products out there that they will just be producing for other people.
Yeah, Germania are really pushing the technologies at the moment. And believe it or not, the Austrian Mint are doing the same thing. But particularly Germania are really pushing the boundaries on different things they can do with coins and bars. It's pretty amazing, really.
I'm still absolutely wowed by their World Money Fair 2025 UV coin. That's just stunning. And looking at these, what are these called? The holographic.
Yes.
Is this new series? I'm guessing, or
yes. It's a new technology that I think they're employing on a new series. Yeah.
Wow, and there's 10 of them.
Yeah.
It's like Pringles. Once you pop,
just can't stop.
You can't stop. That's what I'm worried about. If we get these in, that's where a lot of funds are going to go.
Germania's got a small department like a skunk works over there, and it's amazing to be in there. And they make these really small productions of 2 coins of this and 1 of that, just pushing and testing all these technologies. And then in the next room they've got these big cabinets where they've put like all these different designs that they've tried, and some look amazing, some of them have failed dismally, but they've got these cabinets full of all these different coins and bars of different things that they've tried at different times. And it's pretty amazing. If you ever get a chance to go out there and have a look at it, it's definitely well worth it.
Silver Fox, yes, I made sure, talking with Adam, that we will be getting in some more of those UV torches. Talking about a bit of an update to just like a standard 1 ounce minted bar. Someone commented on our YouTube channel the other day to take a look at these. I think they're pretty cool.
They're
the Canadian, if you take a look on their website, they're listed as proudly Canadian packaging, and I think it's really cool. The downside is they're almost they're $80 Canadian.
Wow.
And so you're really starting to enter into that semi numismatic. I mean, some of it is also, that's just silver's pushed a lot higher than I'm used to thinking for some of these products, but that is still quite high just for you're entering PAMP territory there.
Yeah, look, I'll be the first to say those maples look sweet. Sorry, that's for all the dads out there.
Yeah, I thought we'd just leave that in silence for a bit.
I make myself laugh. I'll make myself laugh. I don't care. It's all, I gotta move on with. Okay, Alex, it's not just 10. It will be 40 because there are 4 different designs for the Mythical Forest series. Okay. All right, that's even worse than I thought.
You go down this rabbit hole, mate. There is no bottom to it.
Yeah, I know. I've discovered that. Since working here more so. Yep.
Yeah.
A Bullion Now getting the new Gothic crown bars. Dan the Collecting Man would like to know.
Not that I'm aware of off the top of my head.
I'll have to check those out as well now.
Another product for you.
Yeah. This is the problem. And we cross this. This comes up semi-frequently because at the end of the day, Bullion Now is started life as a bullion dealer. So we were there to supply gold and silver, platinum, palladium, rhodium in bars or coins. And part of this is our own fault. We started, talking about coins and bars and kind of promoting the idea of the fact that some of them become collector items after a while and different varieties. And then we were behind the push to start bringing in a lot of this overseas stuff. If you go back even 10 years ago, there was very little of this overseas variety that ever hit Australian shores. And so now we've almost become a pseudo collector coin store. And it's not what we originally designed. It's not what we desired. It's kind of, we kind of left that to our sister company, Little Coin Shop, to a large degree. But we've kind of entered this area that there's no bottom to. It's like swimming in a lake, and the further out you go, the deeper it becomes, and eventually you can't find the bottom. and you're not really sure if you should be there or not. And this is a more of a philosophical managerial issue, but I'm not sure how far out we should push this, because there are nowadays, particularly, there are so many small companies, so many alternative companies, so many places producing some incredible collections. I would love to take the whole Bullion Now family to somewhere like Germany, to the World Money Fair there, and to see some of the things that we get pitched over that week, 10 days that we're there. And there's so many of them that you think, wow, it's an incredible coin or a bar. It's an incredible design, but you're only going to produce 200 of them in a series, or they're a bit pricier because of some reason, or it's just like, how much can we actually bring into the country? And it's always a very hard decision. We probably bring in 10 to 20% of the stuff that we could bring in. And even that, I know Ads and I quite often argue about, should we be even bringing this in? Is it viable? Are we going to sell 3 of these and no more? Or are we going to just stir up a market that we just can't supply because we can't get any more stock out of, Europe or the States or wherever we're pulling it from? So it's I'll admit it's a little bit of unknown territory for BN, and it certainly wasn't the direction we planned on five or so years ago. So
what
it's a hard one.
What cracks me up is it's very similar to the story of how Bullion Now started in the first place. One of the things back then you were saying is you were in the numismatic game with Little Coin Shop, and you had lots of people also wanting to buy bullion and saying, oh, can we buy bullion? And you were kind of pointing out these other places, and you went, no, this is something I can do. And now Bullion Now is almost having the opposite thing, where you're getting people wanting those semi-numismatic products. And it's like, well, hang on. So there's a bit of parallel there, and I quite like it. But
yeah, I've bought
it
more
causes me a lot of grief.
I've bought more numismatics products since starting to work at BN, which is quite surprising, because I thought it'd be the other way around.
This is a bit of a pipe dream down the line thing that I'm not sure if we're going to be able to organise, but one of the things I would love to do is have a bit of a, here's 5 products, go out to the community and say, here's 5 products that we're looking at getting in, and going, yep, which is the most popular for this month, for this 2 months, which would you like us to get in, and letting the people pick. That way, we obviously, the advantage is we get a bit of an idea about how many people might be interested before we get it in, but it also means that the community can then shape what series, what type of products they would actually like to get through, but obviously just keeping it as maybe 1 a month or something like that, so that we can still get the staples through. I don't know, just an idea.
Did you want to do a poll now?
A poll on if we should do polls.
Look, even down to the argument this week between Adam and I and Nate, who's part of our part of the wholesale team, is, do we organise to bring in the new Ethereum coins? Will they be popular? Don't know. Landed here, probably retail, and don't hold me to this because it's still a kind of finger in the air. I don't know which way the wind's blowing, but they're probably going to end up being around about $20 an ounce over spot. So not cheap. They're kind of entering that semi-numismatic. Ethereum, it's one of the flavors of the month at the moment. Do we bring them in? And if we do bring them in, how many do we bring in? Because the discussion was, we don't know if they're going to be popular. They're going to be on a bullion basis. They're a little bit pricey. On a semi-collector basis, they're not. How about we bring in 100? Well, it's not worth our time bringing in 100. That's a joke. Like by the time I pay Adam's time to sort it all out, and we pay customs and shipping and all this sort of stuff, it becomes irrelevant. So do we bring them in? Don't we bring them in? How many people are going to want to pay $20 over spot for a coin? You'll find some people, absolutely, I'd love to get an Ethereum coin, and I want one for my brother, my niece, my nephew, my brother-in-law, whatever it is, sort of thing, but that's great. I sell you 1 or 2. And as I've said many times on this, and please, whenever I say this, people run down the wrong path, and I don't mean it this way, because we are coin collectors ourselves. But when we sell 1 silver coin to a person, more often than not, we actually make a loss out of that by the time we take into account all the costs to bring that item in, and then all the costs to process it, and then all the costs to sell it out. And that's before we talk about shipping it or anything along those sort of lines. So it's great. I can bring them in, and we sell 500 coins to 500 people, but we actually end up making a loss on that. We do need some people to buy one, but we also need some people to buy 5, 10, 20, or buy them as part of a whole stack of different things that they're buying. So, it's also great to look at these things and say, isn't it wonderful? Should we get it in? But it's another argument to say, is this viable to bring it into the country?
Separate on the same lines as that, but just as a little disclaimer, because I've had a few people mention in store, that doesn't mean it is still okay to buy one coin. Don't feel bad for buying one coin, because I've had people say to me, is it okay if I just buy one? I've heard Michael say online that it's not a this is just Michael talking about the bigger picture of deciding what we get in and things like that. But if you just want to pick up one silver coin, there is absolutely no problems with that. We're still more than happy to put that order through.
I don't care that we make a loss on selling an ounce to a collector. I have no issue with that at all. But obviously, I also have to step back and go, at the end of the day, we are a company that needs to generate a profit. We're not a non-profit organisation. We're not a charity. We are there to pay the wages and all those types of things. So we do have to, somewhere along the line, make a dollar. But I'm also, as I said right back at the start, Alex and I, Ruben's the same. Most of the people within the company are very much collectors, and they want one of this and one of that and one of the other. It would be incredibly hypocritical for me to go, no, I'm not selling singles to anyone ever again. We fully support and we encourage people to buy one of this and one of that. Because look, let's be honest, and I'm sure we've tricked Alex into this before, where they go, I'll buy one. Actually, I need another one. Oh, but my daughter will want one. Oh, man, I'm going to have to take a spare one for the brother-in-law. And we end up selling 5, or people go, I bought one of those, but I'll take a kilo bar while I'm at it, or an ounce of gold, or those types of things. So it's to a small degree, we see them as loss leaders, but as any company will say, we've got to have a certain amount of loss leaders, but we don't want too many at the end of the day.
Yeah. I wanted to touch upon something that Drogue said in here that I was about to mention as well. Bitcoin should be safer bet, ETH coin a gamble. And we've seen this a lot with the Bitcoin rounds that we got in. We've got lots of people buying it just because, you can't afford a Bitcoin, but I'll get a Bitcoin round or give it to friends that have Bitcoin and try and get them into the bullion side of things. And I think that will have a effect as well with the ETH coins, but I'm just wondering if they'll be as popular as the Bitcoin rounds. And
they won't be.
I don't think they will. Yeah.
No, that's also been part of the discussion, because we have brought in literally tens of thousands of those Bitcoin rounds. We won't do that with Ethereum because it's not as, Bitcoin is the poster child. It's the grandfather of all the coins. It's the poster child, what a turn of phrase you want to use for it. It's the one to buy. Ethereum, you've got to be more keen and into your cryptos to get the Ethereum. You're not going to give an Ethereum coin to upset the brother-in-law who's dead against cryptocurrencies. You're going to get them the Bitcoin. If you want the symbol, you're going to get the Bitcoin. The Ethereum ones is going to be more for the hardcore stacker.
Question from Desi there. It says, can we pick up products from Little Coin Shop from Packenham?
Yes.
It's actually a bit more convenient for us to do it that way, because that's where a lot of the product actually is.
Yeah, and I'd far prefer people picked up. We ship Little Coin Shop stuff all over the world, so take this in the context it's meant to be. When I walk through our packaging department and I see all the collector stuff, the Little Coin Shop stuff being packaged up, and I've had this heart attack now for 20 years. It really worries me, because all it takes is some numpty to mishandle that box, and no matter how well we pack it, no matter how much protection we put in there, some numpty in the transport service seems to work out a new way to destroy what's inside it, and it just
there's only so much you can do.
Everyone turned up to pick up their stuff.
There's only so much you can do against them playing football with it, or reversing a truck over it, or something like that.
Yeah, playing footy. And I've had the misfortune of seeing that actually at a postal depot many years ago. So, yeah.
So no, yeah, pick up from Packenham is absolutely a thing, and almost preferable for us. Speaking of,
Hang on, before you go off that topic, I'd want to hijack it for a second if I can, Rhodes.
yes.
Little reluctance in the voice there. We are in the process of actually moving because Packenham's now our dispatch centre, and we're going to be opening the shop down there very soon. And we've obviously still got, and we're renovating still. At least I think we are. I haven't been down there for 2 weeks. We're renovating the shop in Melbourne as well. We are moving a lot of our stock around at the moment between the various places. And if I'm completely honest, we are, between Ads and I, we're getting it. Yeah, we're not always getting it right. So sometimes we will have stock that's listed on the web and it's not available in the store. Sometimes we've got stuff in the store that's not listed on the web because we don't have it in the right place. And it's only like Packenham makes it that little bit more exciting. And if we start looking at interstate, this is the trial version to try and make it so the interstate ones aren't going to be quite as much of a pain. So basically what I'm trying to say is when you're looking for stuff in store, when you're ordering stuff online, you can absolutely pick it up in Packenham. As I said, you can absolutely pick it up in the store, but just understand, like in the store in the CBD, but just understand that at times it may not be available in the store like it used to be, where we used to keep pretty much all our stock in Melbourne or pretty much at our fingertips around Melbourne. Sometimes now where people are saying, and we have this more often than you can imagine. People are sitting, in the waiting room waiting to come in, or in the slightly older days where they used to wait in the corridor to be led into the store, and they'd go, I'll just organise my order on my phone while I'm doing it. And they'd place half a dozen orders, and then they'd walk into the shop and say, look, this is my order that I've just placed online. I'd like to pick it up, please. And the poor guys in the shop are going, we don't have those in stock at the moment in the shop. They're still coming down, or those types of things. So I'm not trying to discourage you from asking the guys. Absolutely, if they've got it in the shop, they will be able to find it for you and hand it over. But if you're picking up particularly an order that you've placed online, if you can give us 24 to 48 hours, if you can give us 48 hours warning that you're coming into the store, just give us a call, 1300 84 84 10. Send us an email, sales@bullionnow.com.au. Or if you're in the shop, say, look, I'm coming in a couple of days, want to pick up my orders. Can you make sure they're here? That way we can make sure that the stock is in the shop, where, like in Melbourne, where you actually need it. So, and I can see this being an issue for the next, several weeks at least, while we get ourselves organised and work out which area things are meant to be in and how many of this item is actually meant to be in that particular store. So just, if you can give us a heads up, that would be greatly appreciated.
What's the long-term plan for the website? I'm kind of just asking this as a curiosity for me as well, but are people going to be able to see where things are in stock? So, like plenty of other websites where it'll be like, there's this many in a Geelong store and this many in a Melbourne store, or, whatever it is, or, when other places have Sydney or Queensland, whatever, it'll say where the stock actually is so that they can kind of base that. Is that something we're going to look at getting for us, or?
Yeah, look, it's certainly something we're looking at. It's how we best present it. Because, for example, and I'm absolutely not, no, I won't even use that example. When you go onto a website, like onto the BN website, you have the option of either having something put into storage, put it into shipping, have it pick up in Packenham, have it pick up in Melbourne.
Yep.
So you've really got 4 options there. So we need to be able to say with at least 3 of those options what stock we have available in that area. Now, we don't want to clutter up the website with, let's say we open stores in every capital city, New Zealand, the States, the UK. You don't want to have, 50 different selections of, listings of where all the stock is. So we need to come away with the best way of being able to say, well, this is the stock we've got. Oh, hang on, you want to pick it up? Okay, where do you want to pick it up from? Melbourne? Okay, well, this is the amount of stock that we've got in Melbourne. So we don't know the finer detail of how we're going to do that yet, but it's certainly the intent is to be able to have that option there of being able to say, yes, there's 10 of these in Melbourne. I can go and pick them up right now.
I think Stephen's suggesting that we might need a separate location for your desk.
And what we're doing is I've got a desk in Melbourne. I've got a desk in. I've got two in Melbourne, but I've got a desk in Melbourne, a desk in Packenham, another desk in the Bullion Now bunker, and each desk just gets piles and piles of bigger stuff that's being pushed to the side. So yeah, now you need to view not Michael's desk, but Michael's desks.
And each one is better than the next.
Thankfully, there is a lot of other websites and businesses that have this kind of thing, and so I think we'll be able to look at kind of what works for them. Metal Inquisitors just said for Target and their Star Wars Legos. Yeah. Click and collect, it'll say, where. Roxy's dad says, I chose to pick up in Melbourne, then came in a few days later, and it wasn't available in Melbourne.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's also okay. So if you've ordered it online, it does. I'm not saying place the order today, come in 2 days later, it'll be sitting there waiting for you, because you've got to remember we've also got to receive payment for it. So that can take 48 hours from the bank before we process it at our end. Then it's got to be processed, and if it is picked in Packenham, it then has to be shipped back down to Melbourne. So that whole process can take a few days in and of itself. So if you are ordering something, either put a message on the bottom of the order, hey, I'm going to be in on this date. What I'd actually prefer is that you waited, once your order's picked and processed, we send out an email that says, hey, we've received payment, we've processed your package, it's now ready for, I can't remember the exact wording of the email because we've changed it recently, but something along the lines of it's ready for collection soon. Contact us to let us know where you'd like to collect it from. That something along those sort of lines. So if you can even just shoot us an email just to say, hey, look, I'm going to be in Melbourne in 2 days' time. Can you make sure it's there for pickup? And we will try our level best to make sure it's sitting there waiting for you when you come in to pick it up. But yeah, if you don't tell us you're coming in, it may take several days for a couple of the banks. I don't want to mention them on stream, but if you see me in person, you can ask me. It's not the main four, but a couple of the smaller, well, one of them's not even small, one of the more not big four banks, they can take us 48 hours to actually receive the payment in. So coming in 2 days after you paid for the order, we may, like after you placed the order, we may not have even received payment by that time.
I have a story time from this week, Michael, and what I suspect will be the first of many. I think it's a bit of a milestone thing that I think will become far more common as we move forward. I had the first customer this week that came to our store because an AI told them to.
Right? How does that work?
So they were looking. This is ChatGPT specifically. They were looking, at gold and things like that. But they punched into it and they said, "I'd like to buy gold in Melbourne. I'm looking for a 10-gram Perth Mint bar." And ChatGPT said, "Yep, Bullion Now's the place to go. They've got this many in stock. It'll cost this much."
Yeah,
and it was just
great.
And they're like, "Yeah, I'm here." And they showed me the chat, and I was just like, it feels like the first person that has found our store because of the internet or a YouTube video. It's just like they are there just because the AI told them about us and how much it was going to cost. And it's like, I feel like I'm going to see this a lot more moving forward now. But it was just a very strange transaction, and I'm like, yep, alrighty.
Cost me millions of dollars to bribe the ChatGPT team to put that in there.
To be fair, it did list other companies as well, but we came out on top on price and service according to the AI.
Oh, it's good to know.
Well,
There'll be more of it.
I think there will be more of it.
I think there will be. No, I thought you were going to keep going, Alex. I think it'll be something that that happens a lot more, and because of that, I suspect it will be something that advertising in some way begins to play a part in as well. Because obviously at this stage it's just pulling it from reviews and other things online. I think it will reach a stage where that's it. Someone might pay to be at the top of the AI recommendations.
Or find ways to manipulate.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like Drove's comment there. He's going to ask ChatGPT what's in my drawer on my desk. It wouldn't shock me if ChatGPT knew.
It's Stephen. It's not just the AI work. I mean, yes, that's it. Obviously, there's been lots of people now that have been using it for quite a while. But it was just the first instance of just I don't know anything about your company. I'm here because the AI told me about you and that you were the best. Yeah, that's it. It was just something about that. I thought it was kind of cool.
I've got to say, I'm using the AI more and more, even in our transactions with BN. I find it incredibly useful for a lot of things. So, yeah, I can see it being more and more a part of our lives as we're going along.
100%. Had an email come through quite a while ago, Michael, that I have to admit I slightly forgot about, but it's a bit of a classic, and I have to show you every time they come through. We have a classic kookaburra on a bird bath there for you, Michael. No, it's been a while since you've seen one.
That one looked. I know what Michael's thinking. That one looks so realistic.
Yeah, we're talking about AI and.
What's that image say? Created by Grok. That's a very cool photo.
Yeah, that's it.
It's a great photo, actually.
They said they moved it and like moved the bird bath, and only after a couple of days they saw that. So
there you go.
I have to ask if 2 photos is enough for a where in the world is the Bullion Now bag. I've got 2 submissions. Do I need to save it till next week where we potentially get a couple more, or are we good to run off just 2?
Good to run off just 2.
Alrighty,
yeah, absolutely.
Let's get into the segment. We'll play the theme song.
Where in the world is that Bullion Now bag? Where could it be? Can you guess? Let's see.
We came back right as Michael was drinking. I'm really glad you didn't talk then, Michael, because I actually realised halfway through that it doesn't mute your mic for that for that segment. So I'm glad you didn't use that moment to start saying, start yelling at someone or something. So we've got 2 submissions this week. So this is where our viewers send through some of the weird and wonderful places our Bullion Now bags end up all over the world, as you saw from the intro there. So we've got one here that is. Oh no, I'm not going to give any hints yet. I'm gonna start simple and see if you guys go from there. So, very dramatic, artsy looking photo. I suspect the colors might have been played with a little bit there, but looking very cool. Any guesses from either of you guys?
London?
That's diagonally across the road, isn't it?
It sure is. Michael's onto it. Probably faster than anyone in chat is going to be able to get it. Sorry, but that is right across from Bullion Now at the Melbourne Town Hall. So
I'm gonna get out more.
So yeah, very very nearby. Sorry everyone, we got that one too quick. Stephen says I've used that loo. Yeah, we've sent a few customers there. All right, on to the second one. Hopefully you don't get this one quite as fast, considering that I've only got 2. haven't given you a whole lot to go on. This is more about the fact it's with a super cute dog.
Sorrento?
Not Sorrento.
Okay.
No, I'm not getting it.
Wellston's Prom, Border. That's it. I'm leaving this one a little bit. So this is Blade, the dog. So big thank you to Blade for posing for this. And this is in Camperdown, in Mount Lura.
Wow, looks nice.
So yeah, big thanks to Blade and Blade's owners for sending that through. Very 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 cool.
It's a cute doggy.
Sorry, I just disappeared off screen for a moment.
We wouldn't have known. We managed to hide it.
Oh, there you go. I thought I was coming back in halfway through you cutting back to the screen, but
so yeah, thank you to anyone and everyone that sends through photos for that. If you send them through to live@bullionout.com.au, we can take a look at where you've been up to with your.
Thank you. Always appreciate it. It's my favourite segment, and I think now is a good time.
Have you
for rapid
Have you still
fire.
got me on there, Root?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
it was being appreciated. Can you,
Nah.
she was looking at it.
Nah. Now I've just been sent a video, Michael, of someone snowboarding.
Oh,
Oh, seriously?
I don't know who this is. Potentially one of your crew. But I'll quickly play that now just to prove that you are at the snow. And I'm guessing happened fairly recently.
I
Not
was
quite
actually
you.
expecting them to go right into the camera. But
Yeah.
It depends.
Sorry
It
for the
could be
lack of
me.
faith.
Depends if they fall on their face.
it looks like a good amount of snow.
Yes. No, it's the snow up here's been brilliant this year. They actually shut Mount Hotham down over last weekend because they couldn't fit any more cars in. They had almost 2,500 cars up here.
Wow.
So they were turning people around at the bottom of the mountain. If you didn't have a season's pass or a pre-booked day pass, you weren't allowed to come up. So it was crazy. Katie, my wife, and I jumped in our car and disappeared down to Dinner Plain for an hour or so. And when we came back, we couldn't find a car park anywhere. It was just insane. So yeah, the snow's brilliant. But yes, that's my second youngest, showing off his flair.
Still waiting for one from you. I think there might be a video from a couple of years ago that exists, but I haven't had anything from this year. So
Yeah, well, that's the red hot rumour. We'll see what we can organise before I come
Update
back.
required.
Maple says, "Can I ask a question?" Absolutely. Mick
As
says,
many
"Hi
as you
guys,
want.
when will the Packenham store open for buying or selling?"
Like I said, it is technically open at the moment. It's by appointment only, but we should have it a free for all in the not too distant future. Now we've started rearranging staff around there.
Indeed. I think that was about all I had on my emails and stuff like that. So I don't know if there was any particular topics you guys wanted to hit today.
There was something that, some show and tells and some extra bits and pieces that we've got. It'll work better when Michael gets back and we're all three of us in a room. So we've got some stuff for next week lined up.
Did we show those photos I sent through, Rubes?
No, we haven't yet.
You better flick those up just quickly.
Got that photo up now.
Okay, so
this is just outside.
Yeah, this is just outside the door, actually. Looking
For those
down.
wondering, no, that's not Packenham at the moment. It's not. That's not why we can't open.
No, it was just showing the day what it's like up here. So that's just the row of buildings down near us, and it looked almost very European. I was looking at it this morning when I took the photo.
Yeah, I was going to say, it reminds me of my childhood in Europe.
Yeah, and then you've got the Summit ski field in the background there. So it's just it's been incredible. We've had two really lousy years. 23 and 24 were terrible for snow. I think the season lasted all of about 5 or 6 weeks. This year it's really making up for it. It's beautiful up here if you get a chance to come up. But I shot through those two. There was two of those photos very similar to each other, and then I shot one through of my recovery session when I go out into the snow. I spend quite a bit of time in the. Have you got the third photo there, Ruth?
It's up.
Oh, it's up, is it? Yeah, I spend quite a lot of time in here in the spa recovering from being out in the snow.
Yeah, no doubt with the laptop working away, knowing you.
Well, funnily enough, I was actually in there this morning prior to live stream, or a little bit before live stream, and I was working on my mobile phone, and I was trying desperately not to drop it in the water. It came very close at one point. So, yeah, it's good fun. We've got a good setup up here. It's great.
JMac comment there. Who would have thought Australia? Who would have thought Australia looks awesome? It is one of the things that I quite like about this country. We've got deserts, snow, forests, bush, all sorts, beaches. It's you have to travel a bit for some of them, but it's cool to kind of have that biodiversity.
Yeah, it's funny. I was talking to one of the snowboard instructors up here during the week, and I was saying, where did you learn to ski? And he was an Australian guy. And he goes, I learned in the States. I think he said in Colorado. I said, oh, really? I said, you didn't learn, because most of the Australians learn kind of here or perish, sort of thing. And he goes, no. He said, I'm from the Gold Coast. I didn't know Australia even had snow. It was only when I came back from the States I found out that we had snowfields here. But, there you go.
Michael Turner, how long is Michael at the snow? I'm heading to Hotham tomorrow.
Hey, I'll still be up here, mate. I'm here till Monday. I'm making the long journey back on Monday. But if you see me around, mate, we'll share a hot chocolate or something like that.
If you see a bloke filming himself in a Bullion Now t-shirt, go up and say hello.
Right. Yeah. Yes. I'm usually the guy face first in the snow.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for that video though.
Yes, we're still waiting. Reformed Aussie, price prediction for Platinum and Palladium for coming December/January. Is that a video we'd do or you'd want to do, Michael?
Look, I hate doing those types of videos because, like, I don't care how good you are. It's still a coin toss. If you get it right, you look like a genius. If you get it wrong, we've got every excuse under the sun to say why we didn't get it right. And look, all those excuses are legitimate. But honestly, no, anyone that says it's going to be X by Y time period is they're kidding themselves as well as you. Having said all of that, as I said right back at the start of this live stream, I fully expect Platinum to keep running, to keep moving higher and higher. It won't shock me in a few years' time if we see it back equal to or above the gold price, which is traditionally where it used to be until about 8 or 10 years ago. I can quite easily see it getting back to those sort of levels, probably not by December, but certainly within a year or two. But I would be comfortable with saying, high twos, low threes by the end of the year in Australian dollar terms. But it could quite easily go the other direction and be worth $1,000 an ounce again. Like these things happen, particularly when you have, and this is not a political statement, it's just an observation, when you have the likes of Trump in power, who seem to delight in making huge statements that move markets all over the place. When you've got the amount of unrest that we've got around the world, both in Europe and other places, the Middle East, obviously, all those sorts of things can have completely what we used to call black swan events. Now, because they were so rare, now we see black swan events every
Monday
other week.
morning events.
Yeah, like it's crazy. So my guess is it will be trending up, or my personal gut feeling and what I'm basing my investments on, but this is not investment advice, is that Platinum will keep moving upwards over the coming period of time. How high it goes is anyone's guess. I'm thinking towards 3,000 by the end of the year, and certainly I'm looking for it to get very close, if not greater than the gold price within a few years.
Yeah, pretty much agree with that. I see it go, and again, I've been stacking Platinum for a while, and for the long term, longer than where we are now, at least, I think it'll hold strong at least at Aussie 2.5. Like you say, could go quite higher by Christmas. Hoping not, because I want to stack more, because again, I'm buying it for the future. I'm in it for the long haul. Palladium, though, I'm not sure. I expect it to be quite lower than lagging behind in Platinum, but the numbers, I haven't looked at Palladium, what it's doing, what the industry is doing with it at the moment. So all I'd say about Palladium is nowhere near as much as the Platinum, but time will tell. We are living in interesting times, to say the least.
Silver, I can quite easily see breaking 50 USD in the not too distant future. And certainly $60 Australian, which somebody else is asking. It's bouncing off there at the moment, but all the indications are that all the precious metals will keep, particularly the industrially based precious metals. So by that I mean silver, platinum, palladium, and rhodium. Certainly, they are giving every indication that they will keep running as the industrials require or demand more and more of them. Gold. It could be argued that a lot of the best use case of gold has been factored into the price. But again, all it takes is a comment from from Trump or one of the other world leaders, or an invasion somewhere, or a rocket being lobbed over a fence somewhere, and all of a sudden we're seeing it charge even higher. But yeah, so anything can happen, but the general indication is it will get stronger from here rather than weaker.
Irish wants to know your thoughts on the copper tariffs, Michael.
I'm not 100% sure where this question's coming from. I don't like tariffs. I think I get why the Americans are doing it, or why Trump's doing it. I don't agree with it. Tariffs traditionally have never achieved the goals that they've tried to. Maybe this time it's different. Invariably, it ends up in tariff wars and tit for tat and all sorts of horrible things, and prices just going up. And despite what all the marketing and the PR people say, at the end of the day, it's you and I that pay for it. So I don't like tariffs. I don't like them on anything. If we're talking about are the copper tariffs going to particularly affect investing in copper or in the type of copper bars that we sell from time to time, I don't think they're going to have much impact on that level. But I think it has greater implications throughout the whole economy. So not even slightly a fan of tariffs, full stop.
Any progress on the Kids Bullion Club?
I wish, as I said last time, you're going to have to wait till I come back from the States on that one, which is
question
August.
from AC, and I've been asked this before. Why doesn't platinum commonly come in cast bars?
Because it doesn't work. Like gold and silver are very, very easy metals to work with. You heat them up, you melt them, they run. Platinum does not run. That's actually one of its biggest problems. There are chemical engineers in this chat that will know far, far more about this and say he's wrong. It's got to be this and that and the other, and they're 100% right. But effectively, they have to get it to run so they can cast it. They have to mix it with I think it's cobalt, isn't it, Rube?
Yep.
Yeah, so things like that. So it's very hard to make a cast pure platinum bar, whereas they can make strips of it and then just punch it out all day, which is what a minted bar is. So I'm sure there's cast bars out there, but they're incredibly rare, and I'm not even sure I've ever seen one. Very, very difficult metal to work with.
Yeah, I've been first time someone asked me that, and I didn't know, because now it's been about 6 years since I've been looking into platinum, and I don't recall ever seeing a cast bar in platinum in any shape or form, size, anything like that. It's all been minted.
Black Coal's asking about kilo Perth Mint cast silver bars. We are still having trouble getting them in on a consistent basis. We get very sporadic deliveries of those, which is why we've still got those kilo coins at Perth Mint cast bar prices. I don't know how much longer we'll keep those for, at least until I get back from Hotham. But yeah, it's we've still got them in stock, so I'm a little surprised if they're not on the web. But I've got to admit, I'm not as much up with it as I should be. But supplies for them are still difficult at this moment.
All right, we've got Maple who asked before if they could ask a question. I'm not sure if it's quite if they've quite finished asking. They might have to ask it in two different parts. But they say, can you explain this statement, because your staff explained differently to my understanding? You can also redeem your unallocated anytime for a physical product on our website and pay the small difference. I'm not sure if there's a second. Is the spot price the current price? I'm reading it as it's written there.
The spot price is done at the time of purchase of the physical product. So if you're in store, that would be at that point. If you order it over the web, it would be at the time that the web purchase was made, because it's designed around locking in the spot price at that time, and then paying the difference between the spot price, effectively the manufacturing, our profit margin, I suppose you could say, any wholesale cost or shipping cost that we've had to pay on it. So, using random numbers for a moment just to keep it really simple, if spot price for X product is $1,000 and the product is $1,050, you would be paying that $50 difference between your unallocated and the product that you're converting it into. So it's a conversion thing. It's not a trading thing, if that makes sense. You don't waltz into the store and say, I want a kilo Perth Mint silver bar, and I'm going to sit here until spot price moves to the point where I want to then convert it over. Like you've placed the order for it right now. You convert your unallocated right now into that product, and you pay that difference at that time. So that's the way it's designed to be used. I hope that clears it up.
Well, I was going to say, if that wasn't exactly a question, or if there's more, feel free to email through to either just the sales at bullionnow.com.au email or the live at bullionnow.com.au email, and we can answer it next week in a bit more full detail. Or the sales guys will respond to it as well to help you with that. So yeah, if we haven't quite got it, feel free to email either of those. Yeah.
So it comes back to, I know there's a lot of confusion with this at times, where we say, particularly over the web or even over the phones and that, you've got 48 hours to pay. And I know in times gone by, we've had people try and play spot markets in that time. The 48 hours is not actually designed for you to, decide whether you're going to complete the transaction. The 48 hours is actually for the banks to get the money transferred across to us, because there are some banks that take 48 hours to transfer the funds across in this day of instantaneous. It always amazes me that even within the same bank, I know our bank, and I'm not going to bring up names at the moment, but our bank, if we're transferring to another bank account, that even if it's within that bank, they will hold it. If it's the first time transfer, they will hold it for 24 hours before they release it across to the other account for security reasons. So that 48 hours, it's not designed there for you to go, oh, well, I've got 48 hours to pay. It's designed for you to pay it and the banks to get themselves organized in the background. And people quite often get frustrated because, we have to, because of spot price movements going up and down, quite often we have to cancel invoices after 48 hours because we haven't received the payment. And people say, oh, but I paid it this morning. It's like, well, you actually should have paid it 2 days ago, not paid it this morning, because it's now going to take another 2 days for the bank to get it across to us. So as far as we're concerned, the transaction has been dishonored, and we've got to cancel it. And if spot price has gone down in that time, we're going to expect you to make up the difference. And if it's gone up, well, usually it's written off into the ether, because it doesn't usually go that way. People are amazingly quick at paying when spot price goes up. So don't think you've got that 48 hours to play any form of markets. It's for you to do that transaction instantaneously on the spot. And that way you're not disappointed when we say, well, I'm really sorry, but your money got here in 4 days, but we cancelled your order 2 days ago. If you want to replace the order, it's today at today's spot price, not at the spot price it was 4 days ago. Hopefully that's clarifying it a little bit.
It's going quickly, Michael, but we need to start hitting some rapid fire questions to close this thing out.
Sounds good. Already after 4.
So if you had a question that we either missed before or you were saving for this bit, we will endeavour to hit as many as we can in a row before ending off the stream so that we can answer all the questions.
Right. I'll start with the first one. Black hole. When will the Palladium maples be on the web? Michael? Thank you.
Well, I'm sure they've been delivered. You have to ask ads on that one.
Has Bullion Now got anything available yet where customers can see how much unallocated metal they have in their account?
Not on the web, but in the new upgrade. So what we're currently going through at the moment with our upgrade in the back-end system, once that's complete, we'll then, it won't solve the problem, but it's the next stage on getting that onto the website. So I'm hoping start of next year we have that available.
When will 1 ounce Britannia coins come in, and then will it be this year or 2026? I guess the question I'm going to have is, will they be 2025 stamped or 2026 stamped? The next ones we get.
Sorry, this is for what?
1 ounce gold Britannias.
We've had the 25s in.
Yep. Is that it for the year? Like, are we going to, the next ones will be 2026?
My guess would be the next ones would be 2026. We may take one delivery before they change over, but the changeover can't be too far away to the next to next year. So I would anticipate the next ones being 2026.
Why is the 1/10 gold Britannia so much cheaper than local 1 ounce gold Perth Mint coins?
Oh, if I could answer this question with any certainty. This is a longer question, Rubes. I don't know if you want me to go into it fully now.
I think they'll be good to answer next week. You can
ask me next week because there's a bit of a burst on it.
I'll save that one for next week. Sorry, Michael Turner. We'll save that one. We'll try and do it early in next week.
My suggestion overall, though, is take advantage of it while you can, because it may not be like that for very long.
Question for me. It says, Ruben, are you worried about losing your privilege for stock ordering since the Royal Canadian Mint silver bars still haven't sold out? I remember you wanted them to sell quickly. I'm not worried because they ordered another lot of them, and I think that's what so this is a restock. Yeah. So the original lot did sell out. I had my moment. I said that, and I said we don't need a restock. That was it. We just needed the one. So no, I'm still safe. Oh, sorry, you go.
No, I was saying, but it's a good way to switch from silver maples to palladium maples. But
yeah, that's it. Yeah. Roxy's dad wants to know what's coming out next week. Well, you'll be back for one.
Michael's coming back next week.
Yep.
Yeah.
We've got some maybe more specials I've lined up for next Friday.
Tree of Life will be in next week.
Awesome. It will. That's confirmed.
Well, it's sitting in customs, so there's no reason it shouldn't be in next week. There is other stuff I can't remember off the top of my head.
Aussie Prepper says, with unallocated, when changing for physical, is it basically sold back as credit towards physical? If I got 8 ounce unallocated, can I swap for the 10 ounce bar and pay the difference?
Yes.
Roy says, hello from Arizona. Ruben's back. Yes, I am. And next week, Michael will be back here as well. There'll be all three of us in the one thing, assuming none of us are sick. Michael, what town is Germania Mint in? Is it near the Tree of Life?
Ask the next question. I'll look it up. I can't remember.
You went there.
Yeah, I know. It's got a long name.
Shout out to Robin at Little Coin Shop. Great service. Good on you, Robin. Any more Germania Mint gold 100 gram multi-packs?
Coming.
Yep.
Coming. I also saw they've just released I think it's a 1 gram gold happy birthday bar, which I think is kind of cool.
Yes. We're getting those in as well.
Awesome.
Helena Gora.
That's it. Damien says, hi, just raced from work to catch up while live. Hi all, any word on the Perth Mint tour? I'm itching for a run on Jersey.
Yes, all the tickets are sold out. Sorry, mate.
No, we are waiting to hear from Perth Mint, and we'll do a video. We're not replying to anyone that's sending an email about those yet. We're hanging tight until we actually hear something from Perth. We'll do a dedicated video. Any gold buffaloes, please?
Soon.
And do they come in fractional? Desi wants to know.
The buffs.
Does anyone make a gold buffalo fractional?
I haven't seen them in fractional.
No, I don't think they do.
No, I think from what I've seen, the Eagles come in fractionals, but not the buffs. But I could be wrong.
Can we get in Australian? I almost did the classic thing there. Austrian Philharmonics, 1/25th ounce in platinum.
Yeah, we can actually.
I think that would be a good move.
Roy wants to know what the weather is like in Melbourne. It's a lovely 34 over there in Arizona.
Particularly
It's
cold
a lovely
this morning,
3.4,
and I'm not even at the snow.
Yeah, Michael's at the snow, so he's yeah. What did you say? 3.4.
Yeah, I actually think it topped out at 2 degrees today.
There you go.
But,
Big thank you there for Roy for converting to Celsius. A lot of America would have put it in the Fahrenheit, so big ups for that. Leo says, how long after receiving payment do you email confirmation? I once had an after hours transfer, not to BN, lost in the system, was the bank's fault.
usually we get back, so we receive all the payments, overnight, and then our lovely bookkeeper goes through them first thing in the morning, marks them all as paid, and when that's done, it should stimulate an automatic message to you to say, we've received your payment, stand by for further information on your invoice. It is currently minus 1.1 where I am.
There you go. How many Tree of Life will we be getting? Is there enough for everyone?
So there's several different iterations of the Tree of Life. The Bullion one, and then there is 6 coloured ones, about 6 coloured ones. So we're getting, it's a very limited production. So we're getting several hundred of the Bullion and several dozen of the various colours.
I'm not sure if this is just suggesting it for your health or if it's like they're insisting, but Chris says take another week off, Michael.
I think they want more specials.
Oh, it is so tempting, I can tell you.
I was going to say, sure he doesn't need too much convincing. When's the next epic unboxing?
Monday or Tuesday, I'd suggest.
Hopefully. Did Matt drop off a gift from John? We haven't seen Matt. He's been off interviewing Perth Mint designers. Yeah,
he's been MIA for a while. We did ask him to come in, I think, didn't we, Alex?
Yep. He was one other thing that he's learning as the shop's going is staffing issues. So once he sorts that, we'll see him back.
Poor Matt. It makes me giggle because Matt's doing an incredible job. Please don't take away that I'm criticising him, because I'm not. I think the world of Matt. He's brilliant. But yeah, he goes into these things with these big starry eyes, and he'll come and talk to me, and I'll point out a few things, and he'll go, no, it's all right. And then a month later, he'll come back and go, you know how we had that conversation a month ago? And it's been great fun to watch for both of us.
There are many 10-ounce next-gen emu buybacks left. 36, according to the website. Just checked. The Bullion Dog says, have you seen the 0.5 gram kangaroos at the post office? They're cool, but the premium is massive. They're actually a product we sell at our sister company, Little Coin Shop, as well. And that massive premium is the RRP, the recommended retail on them. So they are an expensive way of getting it, but yeah, definitely more that kind of gift kind of product.
I know we're on rapid fire here, but you've also got to remember that casting a coin, which is what these are, it doesn't matter what size the coin is. To a large degree, the cost of casting it is exactly the same. So if you're casting a kilo coin or a 1 ounce coin, or in this case, a half gram coin, and it costs you, I don't know, $10 to cast that coin, it's the same, almost the same, no matter what size it is. And an extra $10 on a kilo gold coin is nothing, but an extra $10 on a half gram gold coin is a heck of a lot proportionally. So you've got to take that into account when you're looking at the pricing on smaller coins, fractional coins as well.
Any gold sovereigns?
I've put them. I've hidden them in my desk somewhere, and I can't find the things because I'm away. So hopefully, when I get back, we'll find them because we've got heaps. Similar
kind of answer to before, but is Matt going to be in a live stream soon when he can get free from the busyness of his own life?
Yeah.
I just first sale with BN of my unallocated metal. Could you please tell if it takes whole day to complete? I missed on better spot price.
The spot price doesn't make any difference at all. Like spot price movement doesn't make any difference at all. Hang on. He might be selling back the unallocated.
Yeah, that's why I read it exactly how it was written, because I wasn't 100% sure.
Okay, so if you're cashing out your unallocated, when you want to do that, either phone us so we can lock it in straight away or do it in store. If you're doing it via email, it pays to take a screenshot of Can you help me here, Ruben, of the sell my
bullion
bullion
page on our website. I can pop a link
if you
through.
take actually, I'm not sure we use that for unallocated anymore, do we?
I don't know what the current thing is. You've changed that a bit.
Yeah, I'm a little bit on the run on this one. So if you can send us a copy of the current spot price is what we need at that point. And if you snap it off our website, then we can take that through and process it. If you send it from another website, usually what we do is go through and do like your email will be timestamped, and we go back. We have a thread that takes a snapshot of spot price. Every one of them goes every minute, and the other one goes every 5 minutes, I think it is. But we tie it to the one that goes through every minute, and we will use that spot price that your email was sent through to, and we will actually do the cash out at that point there. But the best thing is to take a screenshot of the spot price off our webpage and send that through with your email, and that way we can just confirm that it's correct, and then we'll process at that price, no matter what happens to spot price in the meantime. And that way we try and process all emails within 24 hours. And quite often we're getting to emails within minutes or hours sort of thing. But, sometimes when we get massively overloaded, or if there's a public holiday or something like that in the way, sometimes it can clog back even up to a day or two. So it's always a good idea to take that snapshot of the screen of spot price. Sorry,
rapid fire. Nathaniel's calling out there. Alex, there's one for you that Roy wants you to respond to specifically in chat.
Yep.
Specifically in chat. It says to type it, but it just wants to know your favorite coffee bean.
Medium or dark roast Arabica beans from Brazil.
There you go.
There you go.
Bullion Now, chocolate, gold, and silver coins. Is it something we'd ever sell, Michael?
I've looked into it a couple of times, and I can't get good chocolate that I'm happy with, being a bit of a chocolate snob.
People saying they'd love to see some more epic unboxings. So yeah, definitely keen for that. I feel like we kind of missed out on them similarly over the last month or so with me being gone, and then Michael not being here. So hopefully next week we're back to normal and everything. Looking forward to it. And I think I'm going to call it there as the bottom of the list.
Fair enough. Thank you, everyone, for putting up with the time delays and the technical hassles that we have when one of us chooses to go away. It's still great to see so many people join in with us and make comments and even just watch us both live and after the event. It always amazes me how many people participate in the Bullion Now family.
Yeah, and again, thank you for bearing with us for this, as I call Eurovision / old school, calling international. So thank you. We're going to be back all in one room after, is it 5 weeks, Rubes?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah. So looking forward to that.
We'll all be back on deck next week, bright and shiny, with heaps of enthusiasm, hopefully, and the usual chaos and shenanigans that occurs. And we'll kick it all off at 2:30 next Friday, Melbourne time. See you later.
See you there.
See you guys. Have a good weekend.